Hey guys, and welcome back to the next episode of Lost Gaming, where we're playing .hack Mutation. Last time we played through, and we went back to the field where we fought Skaith, and saw Kubi appear. And we went back to that field just to see if there was anything left, and there was nothing. When we got back, we got a mail from this anonymous player, saying that he has information at this field. So that's where we're going to pick up today and head straight into it. So nothing on the board, so no reason to stop in there. So we're just heading straight on into Dunlurieg. And I think that it's a story thing, so I don't think you can get anybody to come with you. Yeah, I think if you go through every player, you're going to get the same result for everyone. We'll just do 2 more just so that you can... And if you're playing through, you want to try yourself, you're more than welcome to, but you can't really do anything with that. So we will just, by ourselves, go on here. At a level 13, even if there's anything there, nothing we can't handle at our level.
Hey! Hey, you! I got a suspicious email instructing me to come here. You get one too?
There's a clue to curing those who went into comas. That?
Yeah. Hold on a sec. That's weird. Look, I can't gate out. Oh, what was that sound?
Welcome. I am Leos, the system administrator of the world. You have ignored our warnings and have gone too far. If the 2 of you hadn't interfered, then the situation would not have deteriorated.
You not only did nothing about the coma victims, but you also tried to cover up that fact. What about your actions?
Viruses that were spread by hackers caused a series of problems.
Sorry.
If you want to blame someone, blame them.
Are you saying that if I blame someone, those who are in comas will awake and return to normal? Then, okay, sure. I'll accuse them all you want. Kazu's still in the hospital. Bring him back! Bring him back to normal! Bring him back!
We are currently investigating the relationship between the world and those who fell comatose. We are not twiddling our thumbs, I assure you. We're working on countermeasures. But aside from that, to take immediate action to prevent the situation from worsening, it requires that you delete your character.
Delete it? Why?
You should know that your character violates the software usage agreement. Installation of an illegal effect. You do know what I'm referring to. I will delete you now.
Wait a moment.
Elba!
Leos, do you want to be one of the lost ones as well?
What?
I wonder what would happen if the boy performed data drain, right here and now.
No way, I wouldn't do that.
I know, since you aren't stupid. The stupid one is this pig-headed man. You don't even understand how it works, yet you'll delete it before finding that out. Or do you even possess the ability to delete it in the first place? The boy's character data is so well protected, the system administrator can't even crack it. In spite of the fact that you developed a vaccine and disguised it as a rare item.
On
Deleting
numerous
those
occasions.
you cannot control is something that a pighead would do.
Can I say something? I really don't care what happens to this character data.
Hold on! Wait, what do you mean that you don't?
It's true. Like I've said before. I simply want to help my friend. And that's all I want to do. Helba, System Administrator, I need your advice. What should I do?
I'm sorry, little boy, but I don't have the answer to your question. And I'm positive that Pighead there doesn't either. Although, if the design of this world was based upon writings in the Epitaph of Twilight, it should provide you a clue.
Forget it.
Leos.
Yeah, what?
The code name given to a system administrator. Were you remotely aware that it's the name of the King of Lights that appears in the Epitaph?
It is?
Silencing is not the only means of control. Why don't you observe them for a little while longer?
I won't take orders from you.
Orders? No, I'm only offering it as a suggestion. The net is spread throughout the world. If the problems escalate, can you accept responsibility? It's your decision.
The decision is put on hold. Later I'll tell you the outcome.
Later, eh? Till then.
Epitaph of Twilight.
We haven't got enough to go on so far. About the thing earlier. No, forget it. Well, so long for today.
So I really like what they did in that cutscene right there. They've taken some time and really fleshed out a little bit of Black Rose's motivations and her backstory. They've given you a little peek behind the curtain as to how the game works with the introduction of Leos, the system administrator, and how they're looking at all of this. And kind of just giving us a little bit more world building. So we'll take a look here into the news, since we've got some new news stories. Even today, this seems like it could just be ripped out of the headlines. And with that, we've got a couple of new emails. Alright, for this one's from Leos, saying that he will approve our actions provided we follow his orders. This gives us an indication of the different servers: Delta, Theta, Lambda, Sigma, and Omega. Each one has a different root town and can be warped to that's different. And this is just telling us, like, you can, that Delta bursting past over Aquafield will be the same as Theta bursting past over Aquafield. And he's lifting some restrictions, so now we can go to Lambda server, which is Carmina Gadalica. And there we go, just answered a couple of little emails, just a little bit more world and character building. Well, since we got a new server that we can go to, what do you say we go ahead and do that? And if we got some time at the end of this one, we'll go to Grunty Racing. Alright, so let's go to Lambda server's root town, the cultural city of Carmina Gadalica. This is actually probably one of my favorite root towns in the game. It's just, everything about this is just so good to me. As you can see from some of my items, still did a lot of stuff in between. I don't actually think I've got enough stuff on me right now to do any decent kind of trading. I'll probably take care of that off camera and buff up my stuff a little bit before you start getting too deep into the...
What the... Are you...
Yes, it is Leo's. I will give you the instructions now. For now, investigate the rate of infection in Lambda server. Surveys of protected areas are top priority.
Protected areas?
Areas that are officially undergoing maintenance. We have not yet found out what they are. However, we already know that your illegal powers can break that protection, and that you need this for gate hacking. This is nothing to be surprised about. This is the result of a successful abstraction of the virus incubating in the monster's data. The data codes to the protected area were on the board.
So, from time to time you can talk to different NPCs, and instead of being an NPC, it will actually be Leos. You can see they've got some new weapons, and you can actually get some of the rare weapons that weren't available to you before. I mean, and they've got some decent stuff through here, but as I've always said, you can get a lot more and a lot better by trading. It's just always better. And just so I can kind of indicate to everybody where it all is, I'm going to run down to the Grunty Ranch on this server, just so that you can see where it is. We will come back and do this probably in the next episode, just because I don't have my list up in front of me to help us get through that, and it'd just take way too long and way too much trial and error for me to do that like this. Alright, so we've got some new messages on the board. Alright, so we've got Glorious Evil-Eyed Widow, where someone saw a transparent girl. Alright, and then it was saying that that was locked out. Alright, so now we've got a little bit more information on the test version, or the beta, called Fragment. This is just saying that there's a book that Fragment is based off of. The next one is just telling you that it's called The Epitaph of Twilight, and it's more of an epic poem rather than a novel. And that's just a question somebody's asking, well, how much of the game is based off of it? Another player just seems to have gone missing. Let's Play Tag Part 2. So, got a new version of the Goblin tag. Maybe we'll take care of that before we call this episode. Nuke Usagamaru. I probably butchered that, but whatever. If you come to this field, he gives you a comedy act. It's actually pretty interesting. And now we've got this is talking about a trading convention. People who can't find the items they're looking for will have a chance for trading. And she just wants to get everybody together there to do it. So we've actually got a good little bit of things to do now all of a sudden after nothing for a while. So now we've got some more information on virus cores. So, once we go to fields on Lambda server that are level 30 or above, we can find new virus cores, D, E, and F, depending on the different size monsters that you fight. Which, of course, there are exceptions, as Helba knows, but for the most part, that is a great guide. And now we're getting another message from Gardenia. And that's all it says, just Lambda Quiet Oblivious Cabbage. My cabbages. Sorry. Alright, so before we call this an episode, it's going to be a little bit shorter than usual, but I think it's probably a pretty good length for this. We'll go ahead and we will do a cutscene.
Hi!
Log type no. See?
Huh? Ever since that noise incident, Mia's input system is acting up.
You are at will get fixed. Event you ally 8 knee way. Where are you going?
Huh? Oh, to a the one that was on the board? Lambda Dolorous Evil-Eyed Widow? I'm going to head there too.
Well, Zen.
Mia! Invite us when you're gonna go to Lambda Dolorous Evil-Eyed Widow. We might find aromatic grass. Mia's intuition is usually right. Mia taught you how to hack the gates, so she has a right to go, right?
Alright, so now we are kind of being forced to take Elk and Mia when we go to that field, and as we can see, something's not quite right with Mia. That ever since our incident with Scathe hasn't been quite right. This will play a really huge thing later on in the series, but I am not going to spoil it. But just needless to say, it's not going to get better for Mia.
R is for racing, Gob.
That is just so ridiculous sometimes. Anyway, new goblin. Well, old goblin, but new name, a little bit faster, a little bit stronger. Unfortunately for him. Oof. And that's the thing, sometimes they can get away from you, and if they can get out of range, it's going to make it a lot harder for you to finish them off. At the same time, he's not nearly as tough as some other ones that we've run into, especially the one at the end of the last game. Like, this is definitely not nearly as challenging, and you can actually do a little bit of that and finish him off. I forgot that wood was his weakness.
How can this be? Ours all.
So, new goblin equipment. So that ought to tell you sort of what we'll be getting, and you can probably take a guess what that will earn you if you get all of them. But for now, we will go ahead and call this an episode a little early. And next time we will jump in to taking on some of the other events. And actually, as you can see, we've gone ahead and unlocked our next goblin. So we'll kick off next episode with Goblin Tag, then Grunty Racing, and then we'll take on a field. Until then, see you guys next time.